So you're trying to boop the Balomyr, I take it. Well, you came to the right place because I myself am a professional. What's going on, guys? My name is Doe, and today we're going to learn how to interrupt a Valomyr. And the reason why is because yesterday on my stream, which is at twitch.tv/OhDough, it's a great time, the subject of Valomyr got brought up, and I mentioned the fact that you can actually interrupt Valomyr, and most of my chat, being the absolute Slayer chads they are, didn't know what that meant. They were like, interrupt what? You can do that to Valomyr? That's crazy. Yeah, so they had no idea what this meant. They didn't know that this was possible. And I don't blame them because I only have 5 interrupts now, which I got, or 6 interrupts now. I got 2 today for this video out of, I don't know, the 150 you need for mastery. And I've been playing this game since way before Valomyr even came out. So I don't blame anyone for not knowing what the interrupt looks like. But enough rambling. Let's go ahead and talk about the Valomyr interrupt. And maybe afterwards we'll discuss just how great of a freaking monster or behemoth this thing is, because I think it's a topic that deserves to be talked about. Anyway, the way this interrupt works is you will load into a pursuit, or if you're doing like, escalation. Well, actually, no, don't do escalation. Escalations don't really count towards mastery like they should in most cases. So if you want to farm Valomyr interrupts or see what it looks like yourself, do a pursuit or a patrol. If you get Valomyr, then run up to it as soon as you can and make sure it aggroes onto you or someone in your group. Which, if you're doing this, I suggest doing it solo, because if you're in a group, if your teammates kill it too quick, you will not see the interrupt. If they damage it, it'll like throw it off. Anyway, run up to it, get its aggro, and then once you have its aggro, you're going to have some time on your hands. You'll probably have around a minute 30 to a minute 40. And with this time, you can do things like cook a bowl of ramen about halfway, which is great. Do some Uncle Ben's rice all the way and have it cool off a little bit. You'll have a lot of time on your hands to make some food. And if you're really feeling yourself, you'll have enough time to make a chicken patty in the microwave. And this is just only possible because this interrupt is just so well designed. It lets you really hone your skills as a home cook during this quarantine. But yeah, this interrupt is freaking terrible. Anyway, once you wait out your time, like once you do the time, you can finally get the interrupt, and all it's gonna happen is Valomyr is gonna teleport away, and then start glowing weird colors, and that just means it's going into its Aether mode. During this time, drones spawn from the sky, a bunch of orbs start rotating around Valomyr, and you'll have a very long time to basically hit Valomyr with an attack that can boop. And to actually boop it, it's going to be a damage threshold. All that means is it takes a decent chunk of damage to actually interrupt it. And good weapons if you're doing this are going to be hammer, the axe, sword, kinda, chain blade, trooper's dance. But yeah, you just do enough damage and you'll boop it. And that's all it is. It's just a damage threshold. But the hardest part about this interrupt is the fact that it takes forever to even show itself. Like, you never really see these interrupts. I've completed all of Valomyr's mastery, and I've only ever gotten 5 interrupts. Well, 6 now. I got 2 today, but before that I only had 4, and I've done 5 million damage to Valomyr. I've done so many things, but the interrupt design is just terrible. Like, I really don't think they should have mastery for Valomyr being the same as everything else. Like, y'all devs need to change the interrupts and make it so you only need, I guess, 20 interrupts, maybe 10? I don't know, because considering that I've done every single mastery in the game pretty much, and every single mastery for Valomyr, and I only have 6? Bruh. Y'all messing up with your little calculations on how these things work and what you expect from the player. Like, you can't just have something like you can't just make a change and have it be the same across the board, but it just works in such a strange way, because that's what's happening with Valomyr. And moving on to a different note, I keep seeing this thing where people keep saying, oh, I don't understand why people don't like Valomyr, he's so easy. Well, first of all, buds, the fight's not easy, but it's also not hard. It's just an RNG fiesta, and I'm not really trying to party because I'm an introvert. Pretty much the entire fight is just unenjoyable. Like, I think the only cool thing about the fight is that it spawns these giant lasers on the arms, because everything else is, I guess, cool, but it's such a bad mechanic that it sort of outweighs the fact that it's a neat mechanic. Because if you guys didn't know, this fight was designed to be a bullet hell in Dauntless. you know, like those games that are really hard to, handle things. Yeah, they thought that'd be a good idea for Dauntless, a game that you only get so much stamina. You can't really dodge everything in the world like all the time. You get a dodge and then you get maybe a couple more dodges and you're done. If you're using attacks, you have no stamina to even dodge. So I'm not sure what the deal was with making a bullet hell type behemoth in Dauntless. I don't really know why they would do that. And honestly, some other fights that they're doing like this too are Rezakiri, or the new Blaze Rezakiri, not regular Rezakiri, but the new Blaze Rezakiri is kind of like that as well. But it's a little bit different and a little bit more, I guess, okay to me at least. But this fight does not really show people what Dauntless is truly about, which is just a cool encounter with dynamic combat. Valomyr isn't dynamic at all. Like, the freaking dude, I noticed today, I never ever noticed just how little healing you get from like the little prisms that spawn on Valomyr. Like, it spawns 3 prisms: green, red, purple. Green is healing over time, red is like 3 AoE attack bonuses to your attacks, whatever, and purple is immunity to getting hit. The green thing heals you for like 100 health. That is nothing. Like, that is so absurd. I was a little dead. Like, I was dead as soon as I realized just how little that thing healed me. I was upset. And granted, this could be because I'm fighting the normal Valomyr, but there is just no way that I'm fighting heroic Valomyr, especially not for the purpose of this video, which is just, like, it's just to show you guys how to get interrupts. Which, if you're going for interrupts, there's no point in fighting heroic Valomyr. Like, you can get all the interrupts you need off of normal Valomyr, and you can call it a day. But that is how you interrupt Valomyr, and that's also how OhDough rants about Valomyr, and I hope it was educational to some extent. And I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.